أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. والحمد لله رب العالمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم وفقنا وسائر المشتغلين للعلم والعمل الصالح بحق محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم والعن عدوهم. Imam Ali alayhi salam said, beware of anxiety, for it cuts off hope, weakness, action, and brings sorrow. And know that the way out of trouble lies in two things: resourcefulness, where a stratagem exists, and perseverance, where stratagems fail. قال الإمام علي عليه السلام: إياك والجزع فإنه يقطع الأمل ويضعف العمل ويورث الهم، واعلم أن المخرج في أمرين: ما كانت فيه حيلة فالاحتيال، وما لم تكن فيه حيلة فالاصطبار. Yep. With a transaction, we reach to taxable limits of sheep, including goats. That issue number 1922. Sheep has 5 taxable limits. Sheep has 5 taxable limits. Let's see what are they and how much each one has. The first taxable. ثابكم الله وأصلح بالكم. Number 1, the first taxable limit is 40, and its zakah is 1 sheep. The first limit is 40, and its zakah the first taxable limit is 40, and its zakah 1 sheep. And as long as the number of sheep does not reach 40, no zakah is payable on them. Since they have 39, 38, 30 lesser, there is no zakah. We need to pay zakah on the 40. On the 40. Yes.
What's in case if he, before reach the 40, sheep, he slaughtered 1. He make أضحية حيلة شرعية.
No. Sheikhana, there is no حيلة شرعية. There is no حيلة شرعية. For example, if I made it in order to run away or to escape, not to pay zakah, I have to pay zakah. We took this before.
Yeah, I mean, for example, unintentionally, he slaughtered.
No, he has to pay zakah.
Even if he intentionally,
Sheikhana, if he intentionally do so in order not to pay zakah, he has to pay zakah.
What if he did, but I forgot, I should make.
If it is that, still he hasn't 40. We need him to control 40 sheep, no less.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, the second taxable limit is 121, and its zakah is what? Is 2 sheep. The second limit is Alaykum as-salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. The second limit is 121. and he has to pay 2 sheep. He has to pay the zakah 2 sheep. Sorry, 2 sheep. Yes. Because sheep has no plural. Number 3, the third taxable limit is 201. 201. And its zakah is 3 sheep. Its zakah is 3 sheep. Number 4, so we have 40, and we have 121, and we have 201. Number 4, the fourth taxable limit is 301. 301. And its zakah is 4 sheep. Its zakah 4 sheep. Number 5, the fifth taxable limit is 400. Is 400 and above. 400 and above. And in this case, calculation should be made in hundreds. In this case, the calculation should be in hundreds. And 1 sheep should be given as zakah for each group of 100 sheep. After the 400, when it reaches to 500, he should pay how much? He should pay how many? 5 sheep. If it reaches 600, he should pay zakah 6 sheep. 800, he should pay 8 sheep, and so on by 100. But before it, we have the 40, and we have 121, and we have 201, and we have 301, and we have 400. Is this understood, inshallah?
شيخنا.
Yes.
يعني still إذا if it will be more than 40, 80, it is still 1 sheep.
1 sheep.
Still.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes. The same rule. Until either you reach the second level of the taxable limit, you should pay, or if you don't, you have to pay on the first level. Okay? So the fifth taxable limit is 400 and above, and in this case calculation should be made in hundreds, and 1 sheep should be given as zakah for each group of 100 sheep. And it is not necessary that zakah should be given from the same sheep. Look, it is not necessary to give the zakah from the same sheep. Okay, what do you want? For example, how many do you have? You have 500 sheep. Okay, so how many you could pay? You should pay of zakah 5 sheep. Okay, you can go to the market, buy 5 sheep, and pay it as zakah. That's it. It is not necessary to take from your own sheep. It will be sufficient. So, and it is not necessary that zakah should be given from the same sheep. It will be sufficient if some other sheep are given, or if you do not want to pay sheep as zakah, or money equal to the price of the sheep is given as zakah. You can pay money. For example, definitely I want to pay 5 sheep. Okay, I should take them. How much each one cost? I will pay money instead if I want. Yes. Inshallah, we will discuss it. Just like if you remember the camels and the cows also. Issue number 1923. It is not obligatory to pay zakah for the number of sheep between the 2 taxable limits. It is not obligatory because it doesn't reach what? It doesn't reach to the second limit. So this as you asked Sheikh Karrar, the in-between limits, there is no taxable, there is no zakah on them. So if the number of sheep exceeds the first taxable limit, which is, for example, which is 40, but does not reach the second taxable limit, okay, which is 121, the owner should pay zakah on 40 sheep only, and no zakah is due on the sheep exceeding that number. And the same rule applies to the succeeding taxable limits. This is understood, inshallah. Issue number 1924. When the number of camels, cows, and sheep, the number of camel, cows, and sheep reaches the taxable limit, payment of zakah, and then becomes obligatory, whether all of them are males or all of them are what? Are females. We don't care. What we care of is what? Is the number of the cows, the camels, and the sheep. Or some of them are males and some are female. We don't care about that. Issue number 1925. In the matter of zakah, cows and buffaloes. You know what's the meaning of buffaloes? Cows, yes. Cows and buffaloes are treated to be of the same class. So, if the person, he has buffaloes and they reach with the same limit taxable of the cows, he should pay what? He should pay zakah. And Arabian and non-Arabian camels are also of the same group. You know, we have two types of camels. Camels with 2 sanam and camels with 1 sanam. Okay? So they considered as what? As one by paying zakah. Are also of the same group. Similarly, are of the same group. For the purpose of zakah, there is no difference between a goat, a sheep, and a 1-year-old lamb. Goat, sheep, and 1-year-old lamb. There is no difference. They are equal by calculating what? The zakah. That means if I have, for example, 121 of goats, I should what? I should pay 2 goats of them. 2 goats or 2 sheep of them. No, goats, doesn't matter. Huh? And lamb. Yes. 2 sheep, yes. 2 sheep, you are right. Not 2 goats, 2 sheep. Issue number 1926. If a person gives a sheep as zakah, it is necessary as an obligatory precaution that it should have this zakah. It should have at least entered the 2nd year of its life. Look, Sheikh Karrar, here the description of what? Of the zakah. That if you want to pay from the sheep itself zakah, that this sheep, it should be at least enter the second year of its life. And if he gives a goat, it should have, on the basis of a precaution, entered the third year of its life. So, if you have goat or if you have sheep, just pay attention to me, brothers. If you have goat or if you have sheep, they are equal by calculation zakah. Okay? Now, if you want to pay zakah as sheep, this sheep should be entered the second year of its life. And is it allowed to pay goat as zakah? Yes, it is allowed to pay zakah. And this goat, it should be entered the third year of its life. You have the mic, please. Please. No, speak it in English, first of all, in English. Then if you can explain it in Arabic.
Yes, the sheep 2 years, second 2 year, end year or middle or primary end. Okay.
Sheikhana, the jurist, he said entered, at least entered.
Yes.
Even the first day of the second year.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome. You are welcome. You are welcome. Issue number 1927. If a person gives a sheep as zakah, this person, he gives this sheep as what? As zakah. There is no harm if its value is slightly less as compared with his other sheep. If it is slightly less, not big difference. Not big difference. Say Sistani said, if its value is slightly less. For example, if the sheep cost, for example, 400,000 IQDs, okay? And the sheep he wants to pay as zakah, it costs, for example, 395,000. Is there a big deal? No, there is no big deal. 5,000 according to the 400, no big deal. But if the price is 350, this is a big deal. If the price is 380, this is a big deal, 20,000. But 5,000, no big deal. You see, for that, if a person gives a sheep as zakah, there is no harm if its value is slightly less as compared with his other sheep. However, it is better that he should give as zakah the sheep whose value is more than his other sheep. But the recommended precaution is to pay what? Is to pay the sheep which is, its price is more than of his sheep or the other sheep, and the same rule applies for cows and camels. The same rule. Yes, Sheikh Karar.
Is it mentioned that it will be healthier, more healthier than the other sheep?
Absolutely, it should be. No, not more healthier, but not sick.
To be
Not
be equal,
sick.
like
Sheikhana.
as comparison in the market.
Okay, since we mentioned the price, and we said that its price, it could be lesser, slightly lesser than the others, or it's a recommended precaution, it should be more than the other. That means it is healthy, because the sick ones, its price is what? Is cheap. Okay? From the price you can know. Issue number 1928. Yes, a question? Yes, Sheikh Salim. Give him the mic, please.
Yes, Sheikh, the sheep better fat or thin or any sheep. Yeah.
Shaykhana, a question.
Yes.
Let me ask you this question. If I have two sheep,
Okay.
one of them is thin
Yeah.
and the other one is fat,
Yes.
which one is more price? The fat one.
Fat.
Definitely the fat one.
Okay. Thin.
Thin
thin,
will be
okay.
cheaper.
Thank you.
The thin will be cheaper. الضعيفة يكون سعرها قليل. السمينة يكون سعرها. فإحنا from its price we know that this sheep is not fat and it is not sick.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. If issue number 1928, if some persons are partners, then the person whose share reached the first taxable limit should pay zakah. For example, me and Sheikh Sajjad, we are partner, and we have how many? We have, for example, 200 sheep. 200 sheep. 160 or 170 for Sheikh Sajjad. 170 for Sheikh Sajjad. And my share is how many? 30. Now Sheikh Sajjad has to pay zakah because his share reached the taxable limits, while me, I'm not going to pay. Why? Because my share is not reaching the taxable limit yet.
What about if you mentioned as a partners and your shares is the equal? Okay. In this case.
In this case, I have to calculate my sheep and I have to pay accordingly.
But for example, in the same group, there is weak sheep, fat sheep, thin sheep, and this how can we separate? Because we all the group belongs to us to
Okay, all
us,
the
the
sheep
partners.
they are belong to us. Now we just calculate the number. Each one how many sheep he has, and then if the total or the whole sheep they are sick, definitely I'm going to pay from the sick. If they are healthy, I'm going to pay from the healthy. If they are in between, I can pay in between.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Yes. So it is not obligatory on the person whose share does not reach the first taxable limit to pay zakah, while if the first partner reaches to the taxable limit, he should pay. Yes. Last issue, 1929. If a person has cows or camels, either he has cows or he has camels, or sheep, one of the three, at various places. In Simawa, he has sheep. In Ambar, has sheep. In Najaf, has sheep. In Diwaniya, has sheep. Okay? Various places. And combined together, they reach the taxable limit. If he gathered them, they reach to where? They reach to the taxable limit, for example, 40 or more. He should pay zakah on them. Don't say that I have, for example, 10 sheep in Simawa and I have 30 sheep in Najaf. Yes, 10 plus 30, they are 40. and the 40, it means the first taxable limit, and you should pay one sheep. You should pay one sheep. والحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم ولعن عدوهم.